Last time out, we had the chance to clinch the division, taking down a rival, the Philadelphia Eagles. But as the defense massively struggled in that game to stop the Eagles by any means, Jalen Hurts threw for over 300 yards, had 4 passing touchdowns on 95% complete. And on top of that, Saquon Barkley had a couple big runs, including a touchdown that put our offense in a rough spot. And that is even with Cameron Skattebo tying the Giants' all-time season record for rushing touchdowns at 21. But today, we look to bounce back. At home, we welcome from across the country the San Francisco 49ers. In Week 16, both these teams are fighting for a chance to win their respective divisions. So for us, we are at a better spot. Currently atop the NFC East, though by now just one game, dropping that one to the Eagles. The 49ers are currently level total record, but a half game behind the Seahawks, 7-7. And for the 49ers, their version of Cameron Skattebo has been Brandon Ayuk. So far this year, he is over 1,000 yards with 16 touchdowns. And that's even behind what he did last year. And defensively, they've had a breakout from second-year linebacker in Michael Williams. Playing as an edge rusher for him, he's racked up 70 tackles, 10 for a loss, and 10 sacks tied with Joey Bosa leading the 49ers. For Coach Bearington, as we head into game 1 of 3, he wants to see his defensive line step up. And if one of these linebackers can take a step forward, that could greatly help us out to close out this season. And when we compare this first matchup, our offense looks really good, number 1 in points per game and rushing yards. However, their defense is number 4 in stopping the run, while they also put up a lot of rushing yards and points themselves. So as we hit the field here in East Rutherford, we look to get this game underway. A touchdown away from Skattebo for taking that record from Joe Morris. Returning it up the middle will be Hoffman to the 27. And we'll bring out said offense that gave us more than an opportunity last game to take that win. But in a game of football, you need both sides to come through. Starting at that 27, it's going to be Cameron Skattebo following those blocks and taken down by Michael Williams. And we'll see how the number 4 run defense can match up against our rush offense. Picking up 4 on play 1, looking to go to the air play 2 and finding Johnson. He had a massive fourth quarter for us against the Eagles, nearly giving us an opportunity. Just game got away from us there late. As Dart will check this one down, it's Fedoni finding space in the flat. And for him, he picks up yet another first down. He's been quite a consistent target for us so far this year. As Dart is shaking up this play call here, the safety has been walking down. They'll flip the safety as we flip our formation. And going back to that play action here. To the flat, and Cameron Skattebo with some space will angle out. And he'll take the contact there from Fred Warner, no problem. He'll stay on the sideline, though, as Tracy checks on in. As he's got a lane left-hand side, spins off, and will have a solid gain on first, picking up 6. We'll see what the future holds for him. Obviously, Cameron Skattebo has taken over as this team's primary back. A great 1-2 punch, though, you still have with Tracy. Cameron Skattebo down the middle. He finds some space, slipping through to the 21. 2 rushes and a reception for him on the opening drive have us just outside the red zone. Skattebo fighting with hands down in the backfield. Though a soft spot in coverage finds Theo Johnson down to the 2, and they're looking like they're going to go hurry up here. Getting back to it quickly. Skattebo going to go over to the left-hand side, joining Johnson and Neighbors. And it will be a dive. Skattebo not quite there yet. About 1.5 yards away for him to find the end zone, though surprisingly, coach brings out Tracy here, who cuts right instead of staying left. Gotta wonder if he did that for Skattebo to come back in, as he will with 3rd and goal. And Skattebo has the record. New York Giants single season rushing touchdown holder is Cameron Skattebo with 22. And with still about 3 full games to play, you got to wonder if the NFL record is now in reach. And that record is still held by Ladanian Tomlinson with 28. That means we're going to need 6 more throughout the remainder of these games here in the regular season to reach that achievement. But for now, it's going to be the defense. With a good flow from Bobby Okereke, going to need some help to close out the play. But a loss of 4 play 1 is a great answer from what we saw from this defense last week. As CMC did have a short motion, though, they still go to the air over the middle and finding Jennings. Called that about a gain of 4. They pick up the lost yardage from first down, but 3rd and 10. Double A gap look and now empty set. As they do bring that blitz, throws over the middle back to Jennings. He will have the first down. Giants got a bit aggressive there, dialing up the blitz from the outside. For the 49ers, they did a great job of picking up that blitz. CMC on the ground is still not going to gain a yard. A loss of 2 as Newbin comes down. We haven't necessarily been able to call the safeties names a whole lot in any sort of good manner of late, so hopefully this will be a turning point for them. Though picking out Kittle, taking advantage of Holland, who got stuck in traffic. First down, 49ers down to the 36-yard line. And very, very similar to the Eagles, this is an offense that has a lot of weapons. As they go play action, rolling, throwing, Ayuk just back to the line. Good job of Banks to sit home and make up that play, after he did just get that contract extension last episode as well. So now we need to see that pay off quite literally. Back to Ayuk. He'll have a short gain this time. That does still leave 6 needed. For 3rd down at the 32-yard line. Defense trying to stand here. As Purdy looks to scramble out, here comes Thibodeau to force the throwaway. Bending, but not breaking. Forces that field goal attempt here. Justin Tucker from just inside the 40. Will be about a 49-yarder, and he's got that one no problem. And that'll go ahead and take us to the end of the first quarter. Giants currently on top here, 7-3. If they pick up the win and the Eagles lose, they claim the division. So as we jump into the second quarter of play, we'll be jumping into the offensive drive as well at the 44-yard line. And going with a draw, that's Cameron Skattebo right down the gut. So far, we are seeing far better run blocking than what we did against the Eagles. Their linebackers wreaked havoc. Haven't seen that yet from the 49ers as Fidone takes the handoff. One thing the Giants have done very well this year is spreading out that ball despite still focusing in on a couple key players. 1st and 10 here. Going some play action and open. Fidone does shake the tackle. Good block downfield, Malik Johnson, and we are back inside the red zone as there is a downed 49er on the play. Hate to see that at any point in the season, but especially when you got such a tight race over at the NFC West. 49ers trying to find themselves on top. But going to the screen here, that's Cameron Skattebo. Good blocks, breaks one, but will not get by the big fella. Great flow outside, stuck with the play, and keeps them still going here at the 5-yard line. To the air, Robinson with the touchdown. He's not gotten many looks this season, but that is a well-timed throw, squeezing it in between coverage while still taking a shot to the chest from Fred Warner. Great job there, Jackson Dart. And a great job there from Robinson to get that catch and get yourself into the end zone. We open up a 2-score lead and jump forward just by a couple minutes here. 49ers following drive, plus side, throwing backwards to McCaffrey, and a great open field tackle by Carter. And with the uncertainty at linebacker heading into the future, he very well could be a starter next season, and he's made some good plays since joining us from the Bengals. CMC going to motion out, make it an empty look with trips right-hand side. Purdy over the middle, does find Ayuk, just getting by Bobby. Okereke, though, sticks with the play and gets the tackle just before the line to gain. So a 3rd and 1 here. Giants pinching down as it's still going to be a successful quarterback sneak. That time through the gap between the guard and tackle. The 1st and 10 to follow. Another dump off CMC, though, by the linebackers, and 1st down. Outside of the Eagles taking some deep shots to A.J. Brown, most of the success other teams have had against this Giants defense has just been the quick passing game. Going to Ayuk on the outside. Phillips got spun around, and he is unable to contain Ayuk. That will not be a passing or receiving touchdown for Ayuk, but it will still be another 6 points for him on the season, stacking up touchdowns. For the 49ers, that will draw this game just a little bit closer. 14-10 with a 4th and 1 that the offense stays on the field, getting a free play here. And Dart throws over the middle where he had Neighbors. Pass is a bit off the mark, a little bit high, a little bit behind, but good news, it was a free play as they got the big fella up front to jump off. So 1st and 10 then to the 44 with 44 in the backfield. Cameron Skattebo slips by one. He's got 5 more. 9 rushes, 53 yards. And we still have a little over half a game to go as we do find our way inside the 2-minute break. We talked about earlier that the 49ers have a lot of offensive weapons. Well, so do the Giants. That's how they've gotten themselves to a Super Bowl win here, plus a little bit more. Going downfield, nearly picked and caught 2 to 3 times. But ultimately, the ball hits the turf and leaves us with 3rd and 5 here at the 49-yard line. Split backfield and should have been another free play, but they don't get the snap off in time. Throws outside to Johnson, who can't turn the corner. Almost found his way up the sideline, but still we are not going to see this offense go anywhere. 4th and now 2, a little bit longer than last time. Once again, will be a free play, which is good because I don't think Skattebo expected to be getting that ball. The edge man definitely came crashing in, but Dart for some reason just didn't want to take it outside. Guess good news, free 1st down. As I look to set up a screen, Skattebo out with space, and he too struggles to stay in bounds. Just seems like pure lapse of judgment, of body control those last 2 plays, because you would definitely imagine that's one that you just catch, turn upfield, and get what you can. They go back to Theo Johnson over the middle. He's not been a huge part of this offense this year. He has struggled, but in the last couple games, they're definitely going his way a bit more. As Dart, with a play call change, there are a hot route perhaps coming in. A little pump fake and back over the middle with a well-timed block. Neighbors helps pick up about an extra 10 for Theo Johnson. Now the Giants do still have 3 timeouts, but not choosing to call those with still over a minute to play here and inside the red zone. It's going to be play action. Throw is outside, and once again, Johnson. A whole lot of targets for him in this one. Got to wonder what that's been all season long. Tracy checks in at the 12-yard line as they go with a weak side run. He's got space down the middle, and he's got the touchdown. Giants find themselves back in front here. 2 scores inside a minute to play here in the 1st half. And with that 11-point lead, we will send it to halftime. So Giants answering back in a great way. Considering what we saw against the Eagles, they've fixed a couple things on defense. They're getting some stops, still giving up some pop plays. And all in all, you got to be happy. Now, we do have a lot of games to get through today, so we're going to start running through things a little bit faster here. Around midfield, 1 drive already inside the 2nd half, and Cameron Skattebo is going to pick up a good gain. Call it 7 on the play. And they'll go to that play action off of it. Throwing this one a bit behind. Theo Johnson, though, plucks it out of the air. And at this point in the season, this is where you've got to come alive here. Closing out the regular season, heading towards the playoffs. You got to be playing your best. And frankly, over the last couple weeks, haven't said that we could really have been playing our best. We're taking a good step forward here as Cameron Skattebo gets to the outside, picks up a decent gain. Got to give credit there to number 32. He stuck with the play. We now face a 3rd and 5 here at the 26-yard line. Split backfield, and once again, we draw off the defense. And indeed, the refs do agree. It was Bosa. Now, that is not enough to give us the 1st down. They do mark it 3rd and inches. Warner close down by the line. He comes on a blitz. Cameron Skattebo, though, weaves by and picks it up. And if we're to have ourselves a new rushing touchdown leader in the NFL for a season, he's got to find a few more touchdowns than just the one he has today. As they do bring that pressure, rolling outside. Dart will look to keep this one, and he's down to the 3. Trying to create a little bit more separation there at the end, cutting towards the outside. Just wasn't able to quite find his way through. So bringing out the big fella and putting him in motion. That's Mbo all the way to the left-hand side for Cameron Skattebo, and give him one more. Number 23 on the season for number 44. He's getting ever closer to Tomlinson's record. We'll let him catch a bit of a breather as we now work our way to the fourth quarter. 28-10. We're taking care of business right now at home versus the 49ers. Let's finish strong. And speaking of strong, our offense has been dominating this game. They are back inside the 35, a few minutes inside the fourth quarter. Defense has also held strong today. Strong is the trip there from Fred Warner to bring down Skattebo. No gain on the first down. Handoff, and he just got rocked. I don't know if that was a tight end or if that was Runyon, who just let Nick Martin come screaming in, lighting up Cameron Skattebo. You don't do that to the man with 23 touchdowns on the season. Actually, check that. It was Michael Williams who forced that fumble. So it definitely had to have been Runyon, who has not been the best of the offensive linemen this year, and he very well could be a candidate to be replaced in the offseason, whatever point that may be, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind another Super Bowl touchdown in between now and then. Good pass breakup. This defense really has to do a whole lot better at getting those a whole lot more consistently. 3rd and 5 here. Facing the blitz, it's picked up well, and Ayuk's got the first. It was tight coverage there from Banks, just unable again to pop that ball away. We've seen them in tight coverage. They just don't typically break up that pass as often as they should. Check down to McCaffrey as he finds space to about the 41. Now currently trailing by 18 points here. The 49ers can use with some points as extremely fast as they can. Good pass breakup, Phillips. So you might just have to credit some of that to the poor throw from Purdy. A little bit low. Ayuk had him beat over the top. 2nd and 10. It's a 4-man rush with a quick throw that is going nowhere. Quick reaction from Sanders in the man-on-man. Leaves 3rd and 8. Got to get the stop here if you're the defense. Keep that momentum on your side as Brock Purdy does look to run. Takes the contact and is short with an injured offensive lineman on the field. And despite that injury, they do still keep the offense on the field here. 4th and inches when you need your best offensive line out there. Purdy right into Dexter Lawrence as Sanders is injured on the play. It was a turnover on downs forced, but that is not a good sign here late. But with 3:27 left, we'll try to finish this one strong here for our fallen soldier as Skattebo's down the middle for 6. He's at 21 carries on the day, just 13 yards short of the century mark. Sure, they'll look to get him that way, but also got to make sure you keep him healthy at this point in the season. He took a big hit last time, and Fred Warner with a TFL this time. So 3rd and 7 then. 49ers, they have to get this stop, otherwise it could just be game over. And once again, it's going to be a free play. Lofting this one outside. That's Malik Johnson. He will convert the first down. And yet again, we can decline the penalty. But as we find our way inside 2 minutes here, we are down to the 5-yard line. Cameron Skattebo chasing a record. And we will tack on the points here late. It's cheeky, but we're trying to get this man an NFL record. And that puts him just one closer to Ladanian Tomlinson. 24, he needs 28 before we're all said and done. But speaking of done, this game is done and dusted. 34-10. A dramatic answer for the Giants coming off that Eagles game. And for the 49ers battling for their own division title. Not a great game from them. A strong run defense that could not stop the run. And with that win, we have clinched the playoffs. But our division is not quite there yet. The Eagles 2 games behind. With 2 games left, if we don't pick up one more win and they win out, they could take this division from us. But I think the biggest storyline here in the last 2 games is gonna be if we can hit 28 touchdowns with Cameron Skattebo. As it stands this season, he has 11 more rushing touchdowns than the very next best runner in Jonathan Taylor. And frankly, if you look at the top averages for people who actually have a decent amount of carries, Jackson Dart, surprisingly at the top with 8.3. Tyrone Tracy at 7.3. And then you got Taylor and Skattebo right next to each other. But Skattebo doing this on 234 carries has just been incredible to watch. So as we head out to Jacksonville, we are going to be paying primary attention to red zone trips with this offense. We'll check in on the defense from time to time. But right now, we just need a win, and we need 5 more touchdowns for Skattebo. And blame it on the producer. But Cameron Skattebo early here in the first quarter does find the touchdown. Number 25 is good. Now don't you fret, because we're going to have another opportunity rather quickly. Though a 3rd and 1 at the 16-yard line. It's I form. Cameron Skattebo, he bounces this one outside. Breaks another pair of tackles, spins off a 3rd. Finally taken down at the 6-yard line. Setting up goal to go. It looks like he will need a bit of a breather coming off that run. A lot of broken tackles there. It can put a little wear and tear on you. So Tracy checks in. Spinning off of 1, he will fall forward for 1. When just enough time to catch a swig of water on the sideline, we'll get him back out there. Cameron Skattebo at the 5. Facing the counter, Josh Hines-Allen potentially saving the touchdown. There was a cutback lane there for Skattebo. We'll have to wait at least one more play here. 3rd and goal at the 6. They fake the end around, and Skattebo finds number 26. He's getting ever closer. We are 2 away from tying Ladanian Tomlinson's record. And as we've spent a lot of time with the offense here, let's give some time to the defense as we need them to stand tall here. The 31-yard line, that's ETN. We've had a lot of successful games with him as well. Madison Boston, though, never quite spending time with any of the other coaches we have currently going on in the universe. 2nd and 6. As Lawrence motions out his receiver. Still 3 all that way. Going inside and upended by Bobby Okereke. It's Alan Lazard. That leaves the Jaguars then needing to find at least 3 more yards here. 3rd down, and it's going to be a heavy set for the Giants. They do go to ETN, and it is filled by Bobby Okereke. That's a run defense we like to see. But we are not done with this drive. They refuse to leave the field trailing 17 here. They're 8-7, trying to keep their playoff hopes alive as well. Throw to the flat, and there's a good tackle in open field. Carter with the turnover on downs. With a 3rd and 2 on the following drive, we jump in down at the 29-yard line. Cameron Skattebo stands up. He stretches all the way to the outside here, leaving just the fullback with his hand in the dirt. And that's where they go. Fedoni, 1st down. Perhaps a little bit risky going with a run like that, considering the time remaining here in the first half of play, inside 50 seconds. Little pump fake. That's Skattebo underneath. Bouncing off of 1, he is inside the 15, though still no timeout called here for Coach Bearington. The 14-yard line, they snap it about 15 seconds. That's going to be Theo Johnson down to the 1. Timeout called, and we all know what to expect here. Looking for number 27. Though if we know what to expect, you'd imagine so do the Jaguars. But there's not a nose tackle in sight here. 2-3 techs. And it's going to be Lloyd with a great tackle in the backfield. Offensive line, I guess, got a little too excited. Expected that they would make the easy blocks, and it left them open. So 2nd and goal. It's a toss outside, and Skattebo will get it in a different manner. Normally the handoffs are down the middle. This time he takes the pitch, and he is 1 away from Tomlinson's record. Well, that takes us to halftime here down in Jacksonville, and we have shut them out. 24-0, the defense has finally shown up for the Giants. We still got a game and a half to get through here in the regular season, so let's not wander around and keep the pedal to the metal. Second half, Down midway through the third quarter at the 21. It's Cameron Skattebo with space down the middle. 28 will not be a long touchdown run. But with his play today, has him over 1,500 yards on the season. 27 rushing touchdowns. He would want one more, though he needs a bit of a breather. We've worked him hard this year. Tracy's checked in, and Tracy will go ahead and take this one. We got to make sure we spread the love, and Tracy has done a lot here for our Giants through the first 2 seasons under Coach Bearington. But we just need that one play, and with the defense continuing to put up a goose egg here, we go to the fourth quarter. Down inside the 15, and frankly, the 2nd and inches looks like a first down to me. Cameron Skattebo. He's going to take a couple big hits. Lloyd has been headhunting for him today. A couple big hits on him, but we're going to get right back to it here. Cameron Skattebo spinning off of it this time. He's got the first down taken on Lloyd, and he hits the century mark on 23 carries. Now, obviously, he's still been getting carries while we haven't been out here, so he has still done a tremendous job as we do once again bring out Tracy here down to the 14. Throwing this one outside. That's Fedoni, and he definitely looked to dip out at the 2 as Josh Hines Allen a bit shaken up. One of the top sack artists this year in the NFL. That is most definitely a miss. So Walker's going to have to move over to his side here. 1st and goal. They bring in a young fella, 69, over on the right side. But Cameron Skattebo stays on his feet, and how is that not the touchdown? Number 28, just about a centimeter short. So 2nd and goal. We got a few downs to work with here. Peak will motion over to the left-hand side. Cameron Skattebo ties Ladanian Tomlinson with the most rushing touchdowns in an NFL season, and he still has a game to play here in the regular season. And I haven't included many of these, but Bobby Okereke gets the interception, and we have forced 5 turnovers today on the Jaguars. Paulson Adebo with 2 interceptions. Bobby Okereke with 2 interceptions. And on top of that, we've also forced 2 fumbles. One for Sanders, one for Holland. And apparently, the math seems to be a little wrong here because Holland has recovered 2 fumbles. So we've actually forced 6 turnovers today. And that gives our offense 5.5 minutes to get Cameron Skattebo the setting touchdown, and perhaps a bit of a breather in Week 18. Outside, Cameron Skattebo picks up the block and will skirt out at the 7. There's a lot of boos coming down, but frankly, you have to be impressed. He is 7 yards away from 7 more points on that scoreboard, and the special number, 29. But 29's on the field here for the Giants, trying to set him up perhaps a little bit closer. Left side, and a big hit again from Lloyd. And I'm sure he'll look to continue taking those just to give Skattebo the breathers he needs. As he takes the handoff here, he slips through, keeping those legs chugging down to the 2. 123 yards, 4 touchdowns on the day. Can he make it? Number 5 here and break Tomlinson's record. Well, he shucks off the blitzer. Oluwakin misses, and he has the touchdown. The NFL has a new all-time season record in rushing touchdowns, and it goes to the sophomore back in Cameron Skattebo. With the last trip out onto the field here today, the defense looks to keep the goose egg intact, though. Jaguars trying to break it. As scrambling throws to the flat, Hunter will get the first down. The former Heisman has just not had an impact on this game so far, not on the field here, as it will be a handoff outside. Goose egg broken. Travis Etienne Jr. will get the Jaguars on the board. But this is still the best game we have played through and through this season. And there is one man we've definitely got to thank for that, Cameron Skattebo with 5 touchdowns today. And massive thanks to everyone else around him. The boys knew what this game could mean. They went out there and they put it all on the line to break that record for their running back. And boy, oh boy, doesn't that look good. 2026 Cameron Skattebo with 29 rushing touchdowns. And on top of that, the Giants take the division title 2 years in a row at 12-4. The 10-6 Philadelphia Eagles cannot come back. But there is still one thing to note. The Carolina Panthers have overtaken the Giants, also 12-4 for that bye, though they meet up with the Baltimore Ravens. Our Week 18 matchup are the Arizona Cardinals, a team that has not done well this year. Meanwhile, the Ravens are one of the top teams in the country, next to the Panthers and ourselves at 12-4. If there was a game to watch, it would be the Ravens and the Panthers. Unfortunately, Madden does not give us that option. But the good news is that game is played at 1 p.m. Our game is played at 4:05, so we should have the answer as we jump into the final game of the season rather soon. So taking the field in Arizona, plan is to start with the starters. Cameron Skattebo could look to increase his record number. Meanwhile, we're going to keep a close eye on that score tracker at the bottom, because if we're ahead and the Ravens pull off the win, we should find ourselves back with the bye. And we will be jumping in here from the get-go, while also making sure we're staring down at that bottom. Scores are coming in as final from those earlier games. Cameron Skattebo's first carry, he's got a gain of 11. And hopefully for him and a lot of these starters, they only got to play about half a game in this one. We just got to find out if the Ravens picked up that win over the Panthers. Back to Cameron Skattebo with another gash of a run all the way down to the 25-yard line. 27 total on 2 carries. He's been absolutely the man, the myth, and the legend this year for the Giants. Oh, they still got a lot of big games to come as Dart barely gets that one out. Good pressure off the left-hand side, and that's been where a lot of the pressures come from. Runyon has not done a very good job over on that side. Back to Cameron Skattebo, though. He's going to pick up about 9. And the bells do toll here in Glendale as it's third and just a hair over 1 to go. High form Cameron Skattebo. He finds the gap, and he shoots through down to the 6. Looks like he is hungry to hit number 30 on the season. High formation for the Giants. Arizona knows where it's going to go, and they still struggle to stop it. Skattebo's down to about the 2. Now he gets the breather. Tracy will step in for him. And this time, he can take the touchdown as it presents itself. Tyrone Tracy with another one for him on the season. Cameron Skattebo is not desperate for these, as he's already set the NFL record. Let's get Tracy back involved, healthy yet again, in time for the playoffs. We'll just continue hopping along in this game. Defense picked up the stop. We're back plus side. Still no update on that Ravens game, though the Patriots did take down the Jets. Skattebo outside. He'll pick up about 4 or 5, or perhaps giving him a little bit more credit than credit due there. 3-4. Chiefs, update comes in. They also take down the Jaguars, so not a great end to the season for them. As there's the rookie with space outside, all the way down inside the red zone. Malik Johnson. It would be nice to get Dart a little bit of some stat padding here in this game, as he has sacrificed a little bit of his passing to help out the run game this year. Cameron Skattebo on the screen helps out both. That moves us down inside the 10 here. Though it's still 2 yards to get a fresh set of downs. It's empty set for Jackson Dart. And over the middle he goes. Neighbors. Just short. In fact, not a good spotting at all. They mark him down at the 2. Really unfortunate for him. Looked a whole lot closer. But it does give Cameron Skattebo an opportunity for number 30. Facing the blitz, he shuts it off. And he hits the big 3-0. Rushing touchdowns on the season. A historic year for Cameron Skattebo. And we'll see how long that record stays intact. And check the bottom of the screen here as we are simming through. Panthers do take it from the Ravens 27-21, meaning we've got to win this game to give us even a shot at potentially taking back that bye. Though it doesn't look like any extra rest for our starters. And there might not even be a chance that we can overcome the fact that the Panthers did win. As that one's thrown out to Robinson. It has been a quiet year from him, but I'm glad we're finding some pop plays for him in these last few games. Coach has definitely shifted to a much more pro-style offense, a lot of primarily 2 receiver sets or less. That means for wide receiver 3, there's just frankly not a whole lot of snaps to share as a fullback dive picks up 2. We'll see what the plan is in the future for Robinson. I'm sure he would like a little bit more targets, though the money can't be too bad. Cameron Skattebo on the dump off. He's down to the 5. Timeout called here for the Cardinals. They're trying to preserve a little bit of some time to answer back here in the first half. 1:28. Cameron Skattebo motions out. They're going to leak out instead. Tyrone Tracy on the screen. Right-hand side. Dart will have a passing touchdown, and Tyrone Tracy with another 6 on the season. It's that split screen we haven't seen as much this year when Tracy was out injured. It's coming back here just in time for the playoffs. You also got the Cardinals trying to make a comeback here in the first half of play. They got 1 timeout remaining, and they are plus side. Murray, the quarterback, throws underneath and finds his target. Now, they will not use the timeout there with about 20 seconds. Back to the line here, McBride shifts to the outside, breaking up the bunch, still keeping the trip set. They go his way underneath, cut out by Sanders. Timeout called there with 13 on the clock. You got to wonder what their plan is here. It could be risky to not bring out the field goal unit, and it doesn't seem like they're going to. So a tackle inbounds keeps this clean here for the Giants in the first half. And it's a misfire. They gave themselves one more opportunity, and instead they settle for Carlson. Defense still out in their pure defense. They didn't want to get caught with the fake, but Carlson's field goal is good. Well, that does take us to halftime here in Glendale. 21-3 Giants. They're taking care of business. Unfortunately, the Ravens couldn't help them out by picking up that win. So we'll see what coach decides to do here in the second half. As we do get into the second half of our game here, does look like there is some rotation happening out there, though still a lot of starters out there at defense. Phillips with a good pass breakup intended for Harrison Jr. And all of the corners and safeties look to be the same. Looks like Carter has joined the defense as that sub linebacker next to Sanders. And Jones is in, the rookie DT. A lot of promise, but just not much playing time this year. The good tackle there from Banks. And does leave Kyler Murray still needing 5 more here for a third down. Edge rushers have also changed. Golston in. We also see Murphy in, as well as a high pass there from Kyler. Down to the 38 here. They are down by several possessions, so they're going to keep that offense out here. Risky early doors, but they got to find something. As there's some pressure off the edge, Murray scrambles out. He hits the edge and will scoot all the way down, almost fumbling at the end. Give some credit there to the big fella. He almost was able to keep containing Hunter. He'll head to the sideline as Dexter Lawrence gives him a breather. The good tackle by Carter. He's shown a lot of flashes this year and could be a key piece for that future. We'll see if he can continue playing well here. As they do go with a halfback check down, he finds some space, but not to the end zone. So 3rd and goal then it will be here. Expect them to go for it on 4th down if they do not hit it here. A bunch with Harrison shimming all the way almost in front of Murray, who does look to scramble out here. Got him down to this point, but Bobby Reddick got to the outside and keeps contained for a 4th down. They are at the 1-yard line here. And it looks like it's going to be a heavier set favoring the Cardinal, but bringing the blitz, it will be a turnover on downs. It is Jamal Adams checking in at linebacker, helping get the stuff. We have not seen him touch the field this year. Getting some playing time here late as the offense has subbed in a lot of other players. UDFA Ray in at quarterback here as he's going to motion over Mbo to that left-hand side. Edwards, the running back, He coughs up that ball, and it will be Cardinals ball. Sweat jumps on top of it. Not a good look. Edwards had filled in pretty well for Tyrone Tracy earlier this season, but I guess he was not prepared for his first carry here. Ran into a brick wall down the middle. Just as the defense gets the turnover on downs, they are right back out onto that field at the same exact spot. Benson the back, RPO this time. Definitely called that a late hit for sure, though no penalty on it. Mike Wilson with the touchdown. But needing to respond here. It's 4th and 3, and the offense stays on the field. They didn't fumble inside the 5 this time. Ray's hard count almost gets a man to jump. Instead, he throws soft spot, and that is Hoffman. Getting some playing time as the actual receiver has been the team's return man this year. You're going to see Hoffman, Hyatt, and Vallejo out there right now, as both running backs also in. Edwards with a carry this time does not cough it up. As we move inside a minute to go here in the third, we're inside the 30-yard line here. Ray trying to orchestrate a strong drive. Looks to roll to the outside here. Nothing quite opening up, and the speed will not carry. Sweat catches up and forces a 3rd and 2 here. Cardinals closing down at the line, trying to get that stop. Ray this time gets to the outside with enough space, sliding down at the 23. And that sends us to the 4th quarter in the final regular season game. Backups have primarily taken the field here for the New York Giants, trying to hold on to that win. I'm sure at the same time, also trying to take advantage of some of this playing time. At the 23, we kick off the 4th under center and throwing outside. It's Vallejo, his first catch. He has been down to the bottom of this depth chart. And again, we mentioned earlier, even Robinson, a tremendous year last year, has not seen much receptions or even targets, as it's another catch for Vallejo. First down. If you got a man like him not getting receptions, bottom of the depth chart is not either. So expect possible changes to come here in the offseason to fit more of the offense, as Vallejo, 3 straight grabs. Coach Bearington going with a lot of quick throws here, with the quarterback 3 checking in, almost more of that emergency quarterback on roster. Hyatt short motion right side, passes over the middle. That is to Peak, the rookie tight end. To a 3rd and 2 down at the 5. We'll see if they can keep this quick passing game working here with such a narrow window. Ray under pressure. He throws it off the defender's face. 4th and 2. And I'm sure while you would love a touchdown for these young fellas, making sure you keep that lead growing is key. So they will bring out Gano, and he will smash another one through the uprights. As we jump now to inside 2 minutes to play here. Defense has locked it down. So we're going to try a 4th and 3 here, just for a little something late. And we get it to Vallejo. And this offense find some more points. They did hit a field goal since our previous field goal we viewed. It's now 27-10 here. Going to close out things, and he had Peak outside, just not enough time to throw it. That's only going to be slightly concerning, as it is still the starting offensive line out there. Not much depth with that bunch, so they're just keeping them out there, seeing what they can do for these young guys out at these skill positions. As there goes Hoffman. He is a threat with space. He's got speed, as they do look to go hurry up here despite being up 27-10 with about a minute and a half to play here. Down to the 21, and throwing this one into a soft spot. Good throw, picking out P. We're seeing some decent play here from Ray, and he wasn't talked about a whole lot pre-draft, but Coach Bearington just really liked what he saw with him. Going right back to Peak, he's got another grab down inside the 10 here. They're trying to close this out with some more points. Vallejo spread to the left-hand side, Hoffman to the right. And they throw over the middle. Vallejo broken up. And they're not really running a whole lot of variety of plays here. Really a whole lot of the same, a lot of spacing concepts. With a split in the backfield here. Robinson short motion right-hand side. Pressure builds. Ray flips those hips. Rolls again, now throws. Risky. Robinson. That one could have easily been picked off. But it does get the actual true backups back in the game here. Had a couple starters rotate in there, needing their breath. Off the back of Hoffman. I don't know about you, but that's not going to get you extra playing time if you're not looking for that ball to be thrown. 4th and goal will be a free play here, though Hoffman drops it. Good news is we'll get another try. And this time, one of these receivers make the play to end our regular season and our episode. High pass broken up. That'll still do it for us, as it looks like the defense even got a score in there late. 34-10. We got the starters out of this game in the first half. Unfortunately, that came with bad news. The Panthers took the win. We also won. We're about to find out what the breakdown looks like. And we are not destined for the wild card round. Not sure exactly what the breakdown ended up being there. But we both finished 13-4, winning our respective divisions. If we take a look at division record, we did go 4-2. Panthers also went 4-2. And we did not have a head-to-head against the Panthers this season. So what it might have come down to is either light competition, we just beat a team they lost to, or perhaps the points for versus points against favored us. And with that, we will get a week and a half bye, basically, for a lot of our starters. The defense, not as much, as they did not play as well this year, so we kept a lot of the starters out there to keep them sharp. But a lot of the skill guys on offense got that breather, and we got to see a little bit from the backups. So that was fun. But you let me know down in the comments below. Did you ever imagine that Cameron Skattebo in this series, or even in real life, would beat Ladanian Tomlinson's record? And did you think it would come oh so easily here in these last 3 games when teams knew that was where we were going to go? He finishes this year as the top running back in the NFL on 274 carries. It sounds like a lot, but Genty had 312. Jacobs had 270. And we finished with a little over 120 more rushing yards than Jacobs, with so many more touchdowns. But make sure you are here for the playoffs, as I will not announce who we are going to be playing against until we get there. Panthers at 2, Bears at 7, Lions 3, Packers 6, the 49ers at 4, with the Eagles at 5. Who are we going to get in the wild card round? Hit the bear icon on the bottom right, and if it's not there, scroll down and hit that sub button so you are prepared. And to help YouTube, just tap that bell icon as well, so that way it ensures you are notified of when these videos get posted. We took care of business today, clinching the division, beating the record of Joe Morris for the Giants, as well as the Ladanian Tomlinson for the NFL. And we found ourselves with the first round bye. Massive thumbs up to all the players coming through today. Defense showed up here today, shutting down 3 straight teams. Let's continue that in to the NFL playoffs.